Hello, guys. Welcome to another episode of Parkitect. Now, this doesn't look like Parkitect. The reason that I am starting here is because the thing that I am going to be doing, newest series, is Magnum XL 200. I'm going to try to recreate it. I just wanted to do this. But yeah, basically, we're going to be recreating Magnum XL, which is located at Cedar Point. Now, Magnum XL is my favorite coaster. It is actually my favorite coaster. And I rode it for the first time this summer, or last summer, and it was fantastic. Don't get me wrong, Steel Vengeance and Millennium Force were great, but the airtime that Magnum XL, just at the end here, is just so amazing. I don't know. I like it a lot. Steve is definitely second, but honestly, Magnum really takes the cake, in my opinion. It's honestly very underrated and, like, shadowed by Steel Vengeance. But I truly love this coaster. It is truly a work of art. And, yeah, so we'll be recreating it as faithfully as we can throughout this whole section. And so, let's hop into it. So, yeah. Now that we're in time-lapse mode, yeah, I hope that real-time part was pretty decent. I recorded that a bit ago, so I don't really remember what I actually said. But yeah, I am recreating Magnum XL 200, and here it is. This is a series that I wanted to do, and I actually really am enjoying it. I really like looking at all the stuff. There will be a lot of cuts in this just because I'm looking at RCDB, looking at pictures online, and looking at videos of Magnum, the official POV. I'm looking at a lot of like stuff for it, just because I'm not sure how everything should play out. And yeah, it was actually really fun. To do everything. And actually, I forgot about this. I started doing some trigonometry because I couldn't figure out the angle. And at that point, I just gave up and was like, okay, I'm just going to do that angle and it's going to work out. And I would say it did. I think it is a pretty nice angle. It makes sense. It's a decent length. And I think it fits. I wasn't able to do the image sign trick, but yeah, like, I don't know. It was just very difficult to do, sort of the scale with the, like, image signs. I don't know how Coaster Bee gets the exact scale correct. When he did, what was it? A build for the Hyper, I think it was a Hyper coaster for Thorpe Park, I think. Definitely go check out his video for that. But yeah, so it was very difficult to get the scale. After that, I sort of gave up a little bit on getting the scale entirely 100% correct after about the first turn, the first turn hill. But yeah, I really enjoyed building this. I think the hardest thing to build in this was probably, I don't even know, probably this hammerhead and the area beyond it. It was a very difficult sort of inversion. I don't think I actually perfected it. I'm probably going to be coming back to it to make it more perfect and more in line to what the one at Cedar Point is. Yeah. So I don't know why I put the emphasis on but yeah, so that is a fantastic or a somewhat fantastic try at making a hammerhead. I don't know if anyone has actually made a really good hammerhead and a way of doing it. If you have, please let me know. I would love to use that method. But I just try to do it based off how I know how to make coasters and really just basing it off like what it looks like. And I just like trying to get it as close as possible. It's not perfect, but yeah. This part was actually a nightmare to do because track edit was being a POS and it was like not moving it when I moved it, but it would move after I clicked on it, and it was just being such a POS, and it was so annoying. There's a reason that I don't use drag edit that much in this coaster because I just could not like handle it. After I sort of figured out what it was doing, I kind of figured it out, and it was just a struggle to the end trying to get it to function nicely. But at the end of the day, I got it. And then after actually learning how to get everything back in line, the track, track edit is a lot easier to use. I thought it was impossible. But now I can really use it with the like different inversions and getting everything back in line. I really like that. Track edit's really, really useful. Great mod. There is a better version, not the workshop version, on the Parkitect Discord. So definitely join that if you are up, if you want track edit. I think it's in mod releases, but I'm not entirely sure. So yeah, the coaster Magnum XL is a very interesting roller coaster. It's made by Arrow, and when I went to it this summer, I rode it about 6 times, and I only had a day there, so it was great. I love the coaster, super amazing. Seriously, one of my favorites. Definitely worth it. And I definitely love Millennium Force, and I love Steel Vengeance. I think Steel Vengeance is my number 2. Maybe Millennium Force is my number 3. Maybe it might be 2. I don't know beyond number 1. But I definitely think when it comes to actual roller coasters, Magnum really takes the cake, for me at least. It's just so perfect for me. It can be pretty rough, but honestly, like the first time I rode it, it was like horrible. Like I hated it because at the end you're just like hurt, but like as soon as you get off, it's like boom, you want to ride it again. You wanted to ride again. At least in my opinion. Super amazing. Um, yeah, and the thing I'm referring to, if you look on the POV, it's not gonna be as forceful because it's not with guests. But if you look at the official POV, there's these airtime hills at the very end that are really, really forceful. And they really like slam you up into the restraint and slam you down and slam you up and then slam you down. And it's just like continuous like 7 airtime hills or something like that. And it's insane. The adrenaline rush is real. But yeah, you might have noticed that I did have Photoshop open, and I actually went to it. The reason for that is actually because I use Photoshop, especially for these kind of builds, for colors. If you don't know, I mentioned it in my Amphibia build. Was I did like I basically picked all the colors out, and it just worked really, really nicely. Just took that pictures off of RCDB to get the right colors, and then just use the hex code. You can use that with any image editing software to get that sort of color picker. I think even Paint has it. I don't actually know. I don't use Paint, nor do I have it installed. So you'd have to check for yourself. But I'm sure Paint actually does have a thing where you can pick the color that's shown in the image, and then you can grab the hex code. I'm sure that's a thing. And if not, then of course Paint sucks. So sorry. But I'm sure I know GIMP is a great free image editing software. So you can use, any of those, for example. But yeah, definitely amazing. And the thing that you were seeing earlier about the effects controller, I spent the time actually to get this. I took the official POV, and then I took basically the first slice where it goes up the lift hill and all the way up the lift hill, and I captured that, and I put it into the effects controller, and now when the coaster goes up, it plays the Magnum XL 200 lift hill sounds all the way up, and then it ends right when the coaster crests over. I actually slowed down the chain lift by 2 miles an hour just to get it nicely on there, and it works really, really well. yeah, the other thing was these pipes. I don't know what they do. The pipes that were under the track. I don't really know what they do at all. I haven't really looked into it yet. I just know they're there. If anyone does know what they do, I think from what I'm seeing, it sort of looks like they're brake pipes, like pressure pipes. But I'm not sure. I'm not sure where they lead because I can't really see that well in Google Earth. Um, but yeah, if anyone knows, please let me know. I would love to know. Um, but yeah, Google Earth is surprisingly a really good tool. I was not expecting at how nice it would be. But it's really good to just sort of get the basic idea of how the flow works. It's also fantastic for measuring coasters and how long they are. Because on my Google Maps, I can't rotate the map. So I had to go over to Google Earth, and I was like, you know what? Google Earth is better because I can see 3D sort of models, quotation marks, of the coasters themselves and sort of get an idea of the degrees and angles, and it works really nicely. So if you're ever recreating a roller coaster, or if you're recreating a building, it could be really nice to help out with that. I know not everyone does realistic recreations or anything like that, but maybe you see a building you want to recreate. Google Earth could be useful. I will say, paired with a lot of pictures, it can definitely be a really good tool, I must say. Now, this custom or custom fence was actually because I couldn't find a good enough fence that anyone else had made that looked that good and sort of that detailed, and I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna make it myself. You know, why wait? But yeah. And that's pretty much all I do for that section. This is slightly a shorter video. We will do like a real-time part after this time lapse. And I will show you around and show you the sound effect thing. But yeah, and that's pretty much all I did for the path. Next episode, we'll probably be doing all of the supports for all the entire coaster, and probably solidifying the layout. I might not solidify the layout quite yet. I don't know yet. I don't know how, solidified everything is, but we will definitely get there. But yeah, this part is actually the block or the maintenance area. Magnum only runs 3 trains, and 3 trains, 6 cars each, and they usually are running 3, but on the day I went, I think they were only running 2, if I remember correctly. I'm pretty sure they were only running 2. So, they might have been running 3. I actually don't remember. I think the first day I went, because I went, like, very, very late afternoon on the first day, and then I had a full day after that. I think on the first day, if I saw Magnum, I don't remember though. It was not, or I'm trying to remember. What was it? Oh yeah, I think it was 2 trains. It was 2 trains on the first day, and then the second day, I think it was all 3 trains. Yeah. So yeah, and apparently I asked the Parkitect Discord because I was dumb and I didn't really look super hard. But someone on the Parkitect Discord, I think Dan did, let me know what the right amount was for, or right colors for the Magnum trains. Because they're very black and white, but at the front they have these sort of sci-fi stripes. And they're painted different colors, all 3 of them. And I think the 3 that they was red, blue, and cyan. I might have gotten that incorrect. I think one of them might be silver. But yeah, uh, pretty nice colors, honestly. I think it fits the ride a lot, fits the sort of sci-fi vibe. But yeah, so next we're just doing the stairs all the way up there. Nothing too crazy. But yeah. And all the way up. It's not too bad. Staircase isn't super crazy. But yeah, I really did like building this. This was a ton of fun. I am a little scared next episode if we are doing supports. Doing the lift supports, those look so insane because Arrow is a psychopath. Can we agree on that? Arrow comes up with great ideas, but they are an absolute psychopath when it comes down to it. Like, they were like, yeah, let's make it all like a wooden coaster support. Yeah, that seems like a good idea. Yeah, make it super difficult for me, Arrow. Why don't you? So now I have to do a wooden, not a wooden, but it's like steel with like, I think wires? Which is, I don't know if it's wires, it might be cables. But it's like a crazy design for coaster support, but that's just Arrow for you. I'm pretty sure, and please correct me if I'm wrong, I'm pretty sure that's one of the factors that made them go bankrupt is their crazy supporting that just led to, you know, all of that nonsense. But I might be incorrect, so please do let me know. But yeah, nothing too crazy on this railing system. It's not anything to write home about. But yeah, just sort of getting the basic catwalks down. I don't think there are any catwalks anywhere else except for the block break section. I don't think there's any other catwalks, but I might be wrong. So, yeah. Anyway, I am going to go ahead and head into the live real-time section, so see you there. Thank you, voiceover me. Alright, so in our live play, here is Magnum, and its full form. As you can see, you can hear the Magnum sounds that I took. Oh wait, no, they're not actually playing. Stupid me. I forgot I disabled it because I could not handle it while building. I was actually going insane. The in-game ones do sound pretty good. And honestly, I don't think that it's that different. But I kind of like having the sound. I think it's just cool. I think it was just a cool idea, and I don't want to give up on it. Because it was a cool idea. So, yeah, I'm gonna keep it. But yeah, I will show you. Over here we got this sort of, I don't know what this is, these cover. It's kind of interesting. I don't know why Magnum has that. And then the beautiful, supports that Arrow created. I do think I need to make, or yeah, it's got these weird clippings because of the track being stupid, but... And there you go. So yeah, it's very cool to see that. Then we have the third train just located off here. I've done this trick before, probably not shown on video, but you basically just invisio the full thing, and then for now I just put a temporary thing here just so I know where it is. In the future, I'll probably just track edit drag over the right track. But the floorless is fine for now. The only thing that's wrong about it is the wheels are way too big compared to these wheels. They're much smaller. You can see how large they are in comparison. And I think this one is actually taller or shorter. I don't know which. But yeah, so the track here was a nightmare to work out. And yeah, so I guess I'll give you a small POV. That's not the coaster I wanted. And actually, while we do this, you know, why don't we name it Magnum XL 200? Boom. And this should be worth $100,000. Perfect. So yeah, I didn't do a huge amount. Mostly just some of the more basic stuff, like in the track layout and the path sort of in. I wish the path was at least too wide. But of course the coaster didn't like that. So I gave up on it. I could make it longer, but that is the in real life length. I think the scale is actually off in the back end of the coaster. But we will see. It'd also be pretty smart if I put a second speaker at the top here, for the sounds. That's probably what I'll do. And yeah. But yeah, actually we're riding Red Train, which is actually really cool. I don't know what this button does. What is this? Does anyone know what that button is? Alright, here we go. Here we go. And the interesting thing that Arrow does is they just have these sort of straight downward sections. It's kind of interesting. And the track doesn't actually, like, bank. It, like, banks way before the turn. It's kind of interesting, really, how it sort of does the banking. Now here's what I was talking about, how it isn't really that perfect. I feel like it's going a little bit slow, through that section. Let me know what you guys think of it. And this part is actually, should be moved backward. Those hills should be coming out at different places, from the first hill. But that works out. Got our airtime hills. Roll up. The 5-mile-an-hour block break run. And then a slow turn. Down. And right into the block breaks. So yeah, let me know what you guys think of this. I hope you guys enjoyed watching, and yeah, I will be releasing another one of this soon. I will also be releasing more Amphibia episodes soon. I have been working on it, I promise. I'm not leaving it alone. I swear. But yeah, I love this coaster. The only gripe about this coaster train is I wish it said Magnum XL 200 and Cedar Point on it. I wish. That'd make me so happy. But I understand for keeping it sort of low themed, or low like themed was the title. But yeah, that's it from me. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.